Whether you sit or stand all day, a lot of us tend to have some low back aches and pains. So today's break is going to be all about the low back. So all we're going to start with are just some gentle knee hugs. So while you're sitting here in your chair, you're just going to alternate hugging one knee in and then the other. So you just hug the knee in towards the chest and then set that leg back down. And then same thing, other side. Let's just do a few more knee hugs on each side here. Again, bring the knee in towards your chest as far as you feel comfortable. Give it a quick little hug. Let's do one more each side. So hug the one knee in, lower that leg down, and then hug the other knee in and lower that leg down. Good. Next one up, we're going to do a seated forward fold with twist. So go ahead and separate your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. And from here, you're going to reach down towards the ground. Reach down towards the ground with your right hand. And I want you to reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. So again, you're reaching the right arm down towards the floor and left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. We're just going to hold here. Give me some big inhales and exhales. Make sure you're breathing as you're doing this. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that left arm down towards the floor. This time you're going to reach down towards the floor with the left arm and reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, so you're still hinging forward here. And you can either gaze towards the ceiling or towards the floor, whichever is more comfortable for you. If you feel any stress or tension in the neck by looking up, go ahead and just look down. That's perfectly okay to do. Give me a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lower that right arm back down towards the floor, and then nice and slowly inhale to come back up to a nice upright seated position. All right, we're going to do one more while we're sitting here in the chair, a basic seated spinal twist. So you want to make sure both feet are flat on the floor. Feet are about hip width apart or so, and you're going to twist your upper body to the left and grab onto either the seat of the chair, or if your chair has an arm, you can grab onto the arm and use your hands as leverage to twist yourself just a little bit further to that side. Keeping nice upright posture here, so you're sitting tall. And you're just twisting to that side. Both feet are firmly planted on the ground and hips are even in the chair. This is one of our static stretches, so we're just going to hold here. And we're almost done on this side, about 10 more seconds. Breathe through it. And use those hands as leverage to twist to that side. Nice and slowly untwist. And then same thing, other side. All right, so you're twisting that upper body to the right and grab onto either the seat or the arm of the chair, whatever is more comfortable for you. And of course, if you're like me and your chair doesn't have an arm, then you just grab onto the seat and use those hands to twist that upper body towards the right. And same thing on this side. Make sure you have a nice tall spine. Sometimes it's easy to kind of start hunching a little bit on this one. We don't want any hunching. We want a nice, tall, proud spine. And take notice, make sure both your feet are still flat on the floor. Got about 10 more seconds on this side. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly untwist. All right, last 2 stretches we're going to do standing. So go ahead, stand on up for me. First, what we're going to do is a standing hip flexor stretch. So you want to take a nice long stance here. Your right leg is in front of the left. Your left leg, which is the one in the back, you're going to be on the ball of your foot, and that leg's going to be relatively straight. And you're going to bend in to that front leg, that right leg, and tuck your hips as you bend through that front knee, and feel that stretch in the hip flexor. So that front of the thigh towards the top of whatever leg is in the back. And another static hold, we're just holding this stretch. okay, for about 30 seconds each side. So you're bending into that front knee, tucking the hips, back leg stays relatively straight. It's okay to have a slight bend, but you don't want to bend that back knee too much. And just hold here. Breathe through it. I always say, nice big inhales and exhales. 10 more seconds. Push through your front heel to come up to standing. Same thing, other side. Okay, so take that nice long stance. This time our right leg is in the back. That back leg is relatively straight. You're on the ball of the foot here. Bend through that front knee. Tuck the hips. And hold here. 30 seconds. Bend through that front knee. Tuck the hips. Feel that stretch in the hip flexor. You spend a lot of time sitting throughout the day, those hip flexors can get very tight. So this is a fantastic stretch to help to combat all that sitting that so many of us tend to do. Almost there. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Push through the heel, come up to standing. All right, we got one stretch left. Next up, we're going to do a static hamstring stretch. So go ahead, bring your left leg out in front of you. The heel is on the ground and toes are up towards the ceiling. And that leg is relatively straight. Okay, the other leg, it's fine to have a nice bend in it to help support you. From here, hinging at the hips, you're going to hinge forward, reaching as close to those left toes as you comfortably can. And by hinging forward like this, keeping a nice flat back, hopefully you can feel that in the hamstring or the back of that leg, whatever leg you have out in front right now. And the more you do this stretch, you'll notice that you'll be able to start to go down a little further each time. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to come up to stand. Shake out the legs quick. Same thing, other side. Okay, so opposite leg comes forward. Heel is on the ground, toes are up. That supporting leg, you can have a bend in that knee. And then nice and slowly with a flat back, hinge from the hips, reaching down towards the toes. Listen to your body and do the best that you can today. Few more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to come up to standing. Shake out those legs. All right, there you go. A few stretches specifically for the torso and the low back, and then hip flexors and hamstrings, which they definitely play a role in low back health. So that's why I want to make sure that I touched on those muscle groups today as well. Before we officially wrap on up, we got our big inhale and exhale. So inhale those arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale them down towards the floor. And as always, fantastic job. Thank you for taking a few minutes to move and stretch with me. Hopefully your body is feeling better just from those few minutes. I'll see you next time.